Wow. Um, well, guys, Avengers Infinity War has arrived. And, um, wow. Now, hopefully I can do this review without giving away any spoilers because the Russo brothers don't want anything spoiled for the future viewers of this film, so I'm just going to start off by talking about what I think of the Marvel Cinematic Universe itself before I talk about this newest installment. Now, I don't really see the Marvel Cinematic Universe as this flawless, godly, untouchable thing that descended from heaven like a ton of fanboys see it as. However, I have loved many of their films and shows. There have been only two MCU movies that I actually came close to hating: Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Thor: The Dark World. And there are really only 7 of the MCU movies so far that I actually adored: Captain America Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Thor Ragnarok, Iron Man, Black Panther, The Avengers, and the first Thor. All of the other films I think are either just fine or actually pretty good. So, while I don't think Marvel are all amazing and can never do any bad, because they definitely have done some bad stuff before, even in recent years, I still think they're one of the better franchises standing today. And I was looking forward to this new film. Now, I know I acted pretty hyped when I first reacted to its trailer like a month ago.
Oh, whoa!
But that was only because of how good that trailer was. I still kept to a not too fanboy mind about the actual film. So I was prepared for it to potentially not be as good as I'm sure some people will. Because a lot of fans have been waiting for this film ever since it was announced, along with most of Phase 3. And I finally saw the film and, honestly, I don't even know where to begin. This movie was incredible. It was unbelievable. And honestly, it makes Captain America Civil War look like an absolute waste of time in comparison. There are about 3 things I can talk about, hopefully without spoiling anything. First off, Thanos. I'm gonna be honest, I still wasn't expecting much from him. Yeah, despite the recent villain Cursebreaker Killmonger, I was still prepared for the possibility of Thanos just not being as good as I heard the Russos said that they wanted him to come across as. This generation's Darth Vader. Did he turn out like that, or did he not? Well, he actually did come close enough to that. Because Thanos might actually be the best villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it actually gives me more hope for future Marvel villains. A common complaint many people, including me, and surprisingly enough, even some fans, have had with Marvel movies like this is that they've only had very few good villains. All of them being Baron Zemo, Eric Killmonger, of course, the Vulture, even Ultron, I thought came close enough to being somewhat decent, yet was kind of ruined by the overuse of quips that he had, to a point where he just came off as kind of a goofball. I don't even go as far as to say that I didn't think Ronan was that bad. But yeah, most of the villains they've had kind of sucked. One of the worst ones being Malekith. He sucked hard. And I would include Loki because he was an excellent rival for the Avengers, but let's be honest, he's not a villain anymore. He's an anti-hero. But Thanos will hopefully have broken the Marvel villain curse for good. Because he's not just some big evil exposition machine. He's not a chin-stroking cartoon villain. He's nothing like any cartoon villain you could think off the top of your head. He's nothing like anything I would have ever expected from a villain in this universe. He is scary. That was one thing I was at least hoping for him to be. Scary. And I got exactly that. Thank you, Russo brothers. Thank you. But yeah, it was just so refreshing to see an MCU villain who seems like he can actually hurt our heroes. Make them fall to their knees and beg for mercy. He's even got an interesting backstory that I genuinely bought into. Also, I thought the long pacing for the film was actually pretty necessary. This film is about 2 hours and 40 minutes long. And I thought it made a lot of sense why they went that way. Because you want to find some way to make all these characters from different films team up somehow and work together as a genuine team, and I thought the Russos balanced that pretty well. And one more thing that this film did that I never thought Disney would ever allow them to do, it took risks. Nowadays, I expected nothing more than lighthearted things from Marvel nowadays. But now, I think I can have hopes for them to do more dark stuff like this. Because this film did one thing that I wanted them to do at least once. It was dark. And I mean dark. Now, it's not like dark and gritty and gloomy. I mean, it is still somewhat lighthearted in times where it should be. But now I think I can have hopes for them to do more dark stuff like this. This film had many dark moments that shocked me. And to see this company actually allow Marvel to do that was all I wanted from them. Yes, not all superhero movies need to be dark. Not every movie needs to be The Dark Knight or Man of Steel or Logan. But I think they're starting to realize that it can actually be pretty necessary in some cases. And I hope they do that again in what they have planned for Phase 4. But I'm honestly more excited to see what they do in the next Avengers movie. Because I don't know what will happen. None of us do. But one can only hope it's going to be as good as this. Avengers Infinity War turned out to be far better than I ever expected. It is worth every single dollar bill you have in your pockets. This film was unpredictable. I loved it. I am going to give Avengers Infinity War a 10 out of 10. It was a surprising experience for me, and I hope the Russo brothers get to do more in the Marvel Universe. And it gives me hope that maybe we can get a Moon Knight movie. And the thought of that alone makes me very happy. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll see you next time on whatever the hell else I make, and peace out.